Hey cats, it's your midsole man Eddbud here. I've got a viewer requested video for you today, an all-out comparison of some plated super trainers, the likes of the Hoka Mach X2, the SAUCONY ENDORPHIN Speed 4, the Puma Deviate Nitro 3, and the Brooks Hyperion Max 2, all up against the newly released Nike Zoom Fly 6. It's the new kid on the block, but is it any better than what we've already got? Let's find out. Thanks for joining me on the channel, people. It's always appreciated. Hope you enjoy this viewer requested video today. If you've been enjoying the content and you haven't done so already, please do hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up like too. Drop us a comment as well to help with the YouTube algorithm. Dankeschön. Some stats for you first. First of which is the pricing here. Nike aggressively positioning the shoe as one of the cheapest out there, being a big player in the market. They can do that and really push the boundaries a little bit. The Puma Deviate Nitro 3 is the cheapest model in today's comparison, though with significantly less midsole stack than the Nike option. The ENDORPHIN Speed 4 and the Hoka are a little lighter than the swoosh offering. The Nike and Hoka shoes are almost the same in terms of underfoot width, though the Nike does come in as a slightly more aggressive drop than the Hoka due to the fact you've got a little bit less foam underneath the forefoot area. So closest matchup today in the video is the Hoka Mach X2 versus the Zoom Fly 6. The heel stack, the weight, I think the intended use case really, they're very, very similar, though the price is very much in favour of the Nike. I like both of these shoes, though I think in terms of the viewers out there, it'll be down to the drop. If you like a lower drop for the shoe to kind of keep out the way really in terms of the heel, then you'll probably prefer the Mach X2. I think though at speed the Zoom Fly 6 is a little bit more engaging. It just feels a little bit more fun, I suppose. I don't see either of these two as a 5k blaster, though I think that both could do a good job from the 10k right through to the marathon. I think the Hokas are a little bit smoother in nature, almost sort of luxuriously smooth and consistent underfoot, though I found the Zoom Fly 6 to be a little bit more engaging and exciting. I did do some 400 and 200 meter reps in this one. I tried to aim for like 10k effort. I think I kind of got it there. Compression and the sort of push that the carbon plate gives you just gives it a bit of an edge, I suppose, over the Mach X2. Just feels a little bit more versatile as well. You can kind of lock into pace with this one, but I think the actual Nike shoe could actually double as a racer if you needed it to. I think the versatility is a little bit better as well than the Nike, and of course it's a slightly cheaper price too, which is always a good thing. Outsole wise, and this will be a running theme within today's video, the outsole here on the Zoom Fly 6 is hard to beat really. It's better in pretty much every way over the Mach X2. There's a little bit more coverage. It just feels like there's a bit more grip and grab of the road. It can't be beaten really when you're talking about wet leaves on the road, maybe some wet slippery pavement as well. It just really does the job. In terms of upper fit, I think the Hoka's perhaps got it there. It's a bit more glove-like, and the stock laces are a bit of an improvement over what we get in the Zoom Fly 6. They could have easily improved the shoe by adding in some serrated laces here. But I think at 25 quid extra on top of the price, retail at least, of the Zoom Fly 6, I don't really feel that it offers 25 quid extra in terms of what you're getting. So if I had to have one pair right now, and only one pair, would be the Zoom Fly 6. Though don't get me wrong, I really still like this shoe. I just feel it's a little bit overpriced. In fact, I think I got some discount on mine, but I've got to talk about the retail prices, haven't I? Okay, next comparison against the Hyperion Max 2 from Brooks. Now with the Hyperion Max 2 you certainly get a lot of shoe underfoot, though the DNA Flash material that we've got here is a little bit firmer. Still responsive though, very consistent, not quite as compressive as the sandwich that we've got here in the Zoom Fly 6. I think I prefer the sort of Alpha Fly-esque representation that we've got here in the Nike shoe, though the upper fit again is a bit more glove-like here in the Brooks. In fact, there's a lot of things that are similar about this shoe. We've got these elf-like heel protrusions in both shoes. I'm not sure why everybody's going back in for that again. It's like 2018 all over again. I think if you're going to choose between these two, it's very much down to the foam feel underfoot. A little bit more surface area here in the Brooks shoe, so if you like your width, it might be the best option. Brooks have improved the outsole rubber on a lot of their offerings in 2024, though I think I still prefer the Zoom Fly 6 on cornering. It really felt like I had some excellent traction the other day. I think both shoes will be pretty durable. You've got rubber reaching right back into the heel here, and there's not a huge amount of very fragile midsole foam that's been exposed. Just wish we could get that application in all Nike shoes from now on. I'm thinking that the Zoomfly 6 is almost like an approximation of the Alphafly 3 now, with a few elements of the Vaporfly. A certainly more robust feel to this version. It's at least got that same kind of DNA going on. There's a little bit more weight here in the Hyperion Max 2, and of course if you want a slightly more flexible feel to the midsole, you'll get that here. It's a Puma plate rather than a carbon plate in the Zoomfly 6. It's a little bit more stable underfoot than Nike's shoe. But again, a more smooth operator, ideal I suppose for that sort of half marathon or marathon pace, whereas the Nike feels like it's got a little bit more versatility to it. So long range roller here, a little bit more of a rebel in the Zoomfly 6. If I had to have one, I just feel the Zoomfly 6 is a bit more exciting, it's calling me. I think if it's down to winter usage as well, the outsole's certainly going to have a say in matters, and it's better here with the Nike. In fact, I'm almost worried to take this out in the current weather conditions because it's just going to get trashed really quickly with this sort of colourway. The Endorphin Speed 4 up next. I mean, it feels quite flexible in comparison to the Zoomfly 6. You've got a nylon plate here, and you don't have anywhere near the same level of rigidity as you've got in the Zoomfly 6. It's also £25 more expensive. It does feel like Nike have positioned this one in terms of price very carefully. Upperwise, the mesh on the Endorphin Speed 4 is a very simple affair. I haven't always been the biggest champion of the heel area here. Certainly around the ankle collar did give me a few issues early on when I was breaking in the shoe. Some people might like the more traditional sort of toe box material utilised, and it's quite a bit of a lower stack, though a Puma based midsole completely. A lot of people like the Endorphin Speed model for sort of daily activities, mainly due to the features, a little lower to the ground. It's pretty durable as well due to the pellet based midsole foam, and there's certainly a little bit more surface area underfoot when compared to the Zoomfly 6. I did find the arch area a little present in this shoe. Haven't had any issues with this one. So if you're perhaps an Alphafly user, there's a lot of people asking me actually, can you feel the arch in the Zoomfly 6? And no, you can't. Did take a little while to break this one in to get it to the right sort of comfort level for me at least. Outsole wise, both shoes really perform quite well. I'd suggest the Zoomfly 6 still has the edge over this one though, in terms of that waffle outsole. The grip and traction's just superior. SAUCONY's still got a little bit of work to do here to improve the grip in wet conditions. So is the Endorphin Speed 4 worth the extra money over this one? It is a touch lighter, but is it really enough to be noticeable in smaller sizes? I would suggest no. 9 grams difference really, though you've got a lot more foam underfoot in the Zoomfly 6. So I think if I could have only one, it would probably still be the Nike right now. It's just a lot more exciting and a bit more versatile almost, and a darn sight cheaper. Last shoe to compare today, up against the Puma Deviate Nitro 3. On paper, you know, I thought these would probably come out quite similar, but the Nike shoes are actually quite a bit more stacked than I envisaged. There's been some very subtle changes in the Puma Deviate Nitro 3 over the two, and as such I feel that the foam here is not quite as energized as people might expect. Looking at all those recent Super Trainer options, the Nike really is right up there. The foam's a bit more energetic over the Deviate Nitro 3. I think they've utilised the older versions of the Nitro Elite foam in this one. I think it would have been a big boost if they'd put in the brand new version that we've seen in the Deviate Nitro Elite 3 and the Fast R2. That is super compressive and rebound, like sort of springy foam. This one's still good, it just doesn't feel quite as exciting as the Nike shoe. It's an odd update really. The Deviate Nitro 3 takes a lot of the ground that the Deviate Nitro 2 was already covering. It's certainly stable, but I don't really ever find the plate all that present underfoot. You don't really need it. The foams themselves are actually quite consistent. I think at the same price, well, it's an easy choice for me really. At least this time the Puma's rubber on the outsole is pretty much up to scratch against the Nike. Great grip, but also the narrowest shoe in today's comparison. There's quite the taper in the toe box and it won't be for everybody. The Zoomfly 6 from Nike's are a little bit more forgiving in that aspect. So one of the cheaper options in today's comparison, but if I had to have one, I'd still go with the Zoomfly 6. So that's 4 of the popular shoes to compare up against this one. I don't think it's out in America yet. If you have got a release date, do let us know in the comments. I think there's another colourway of this one that's dropped in the UK as well, just without any fanfare. Not quite sure it's such a good option for the winter months in the UK here. I'll stick with my sort of black and white version. I think that's spot on for the winter. Let me know your thoughts on the Zoomfly 6 and any of the shoes in today's video. What's your favourite plated super trainer? Let us know down below. Time for a musical interlude. I've noticed when you get a video that does quite well and gets a lot of views, all the crazies come out and they'll say that, you know, I'm biased towards Nike and that the shoe's really bad quality, they can see it, or they'll say I'm a Nike fanboy. And I always say great stuff about Nike, which I say what I see. Anyway, this musical interlude will probably be a bit Marmite. Some people will love it, some people will not. It's from the Lambrini Girls. I recently caught one of their sessions on KEXP, and I was very impressed by the noise that these ladies made. It was very, very exciting. One of the most exciting things I've heard for a long time, in fact. There was some stuff being said on there that I feel very strongly about, and they had some great songs that were going to no doubt spark some discussion. Yeah, so do watch out for some of the language here in some of the Lambrini Girls material. It is quite choice. Company Culture's absolutely worth checking out. There's some serious fuzz on the bass guitar. It's an incredible sound, actually. You've got low end there, which has been untreated with any distortion, so it's nice and round, and then at the top end's a nice fuzzy, filthy, sort of woolly, mammoth style distortion. It really is great. The vocals are delivered with anger, with aggression, with frustration, I think, and the way the drums have been mixed and presented as well sound excellent. They're abrasive. They're certainly going to knock some heads. Very excited to hear the album that the band will be releasing in 2025. Go and check out some material from the Lambrini Girls. Like I said, you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it, but hey, that's what music's all about, right? Thanks for tuning in, people. Hope you enjoyed this in-depth comparison today. Hit that subscribe button and also give this video a thumbs up like. Drop us a comment to help with the algorithm. Why don't you give us a super thanks as well to help support the channel on a more ad hoc basis. My name's Eddbud and I'll be seeing you